Hello, fellow optimists. Vice President Russ here.
And past President Nick. Welcome to this week's Membership Tidbits, our weekly message about the benefits of being an Optimist member.
Nick, are you the kind of person that always says yes to everything you are asked to volunteer for? You know, a person that lets a yes slip out before you even give it a second thought. Put simply, do you say yes, I'll do it, when you should be saying no, so that you can put the time, energy, and effort into those programs that you are great at and those that will have the biggest impact? Think about this statement. Sometimes in order to say yes to the most important things in life, you need to say no to less important things. In essence, we have to say no to say yes.
You know, Russ, I'm that person. I see when you say no to those less important things, you open up the opportunity to say yes to the things that can really change children's lives. Over the years, I've had to learn that a thoughtful, considerate, and polite no can help me make an equally thoughtful yes decision. For example, I said no to being chair of my club's fundraising project so I could say yes to being more involved in our Kids' Day in the Park program. I said no to doing a freelance project because I wanted to say yes to volunteering to help the governor of my district build a new club. Sometimes I have to say no so I can spend more time with my wife and friends. As optimists, we must find the right balance.
Nick, saying no is simple, yet very complicated at the same time. Yeses consistently splurt out my mouth. I just can't say no sometimes. So let's talk about a few steps to help determine when it's the right or the wrong time to say yes or no.
Russ, I see where you're going with this. You're saying that we need to determine what we're saying yes to. Is that correct?
That's right. There must be a balance of times that I should be saying yes and saying no. I have to figure out what I am saying yes to so I can keep that fine balance in check. I need to look at the important things in my life by knowing what my why is. Why do I do what I do? When and what to say yes to helps me figure out what I need to say no to.
Since I'm a say yes person, I need to practice saying no to myself. This is difficult for me. Saying no isn't easy. It takes a while to build up the ability to say no, especially when you're with a group of people and caught off guard. The next thing you know, you're saying yes without thinking about the long-term effects. To be able to say no takes careful thought, restraint, courage, and practice. For example, I'm saying no to myself today. Part of me wants to go play golf. Instead, I'm saying yes to taking my kids to the zoo. We must ask ourselves the question, if I was going to die today, would I choose to play golf or be with my family or helping children?
You know, Nick, another tip, and this may sound and look a little strange, is to take a deep breath and count to 5 before you say yes or no. The reason for this short delay is that it interrupts the part of your brain wired to answer yes. Don't let your ability to do the job influence your decision. Take the time to decide what you really want to do. Look at your calendar, diary, consult with your significant other. Think about the impact and benefit it will have on you and your family. The most important thing about this step is that you are using this exercise to help you break old habits. In essence, you are rewiring your brain and your way of thinking and reacting.
You know, Russ, the little no's count just as much as the big ones. Those little yeses that can get us into trouble usually start in our heads. Those unsolicited yeses such as, I should volunteer to bake cookies and brownies for the oratorical contest rather than someone picking them up from the bakery or the grocery. Or I should volunteer to drive 3.5 hours to pick up sweet onions for our club fundraiser, even though I have no time in my schedule to do it. Decisions like these, totally unsolicited, are constantly popping out of my mouth before I've taken the time to think about them. The next thing I know, I'm overwhelmed with a whole lot of yeses, robbing me of the important yes to the things most important to me, like family, close friends, serving the children, and other things that are demands on my time. Going forward, we must each be cognizant of when to say no and yes. Sometimes we're going to say no to say yes to those things critical to our Optimus mission. Remember, make sure that when you're saying yes to others, you aren't saying no to yourself.